Welcome to Season 4 of Casting Confidential. This season arrives at a pivotal moment. Casting is now formally recognized by both the Academy Awards and the Critics' Choice Awards. Across the season, I'm joined by actors shaping today's film and television landscape, award-recognized casting directors, and industry leaders to break down how casting actually works, who gets in the room, how decisions are made, and what moves careers forward. No mythology, no guesswork, just honest conversations about the process. And if you want deeper access to this work, bonus episodes, extended conversations, and live discussions, you can join the Casting Confidential community on Patreon. This is Casting Confidential. As an actor, you already know this problem. You need to rehearse or record a self-tape, but you don't always have someone around to read with you. That's where Raphy comes in. Raphy is an app that scans your sides and lets you rehearse with realistic reader voices. There are over 60 of them, so you can run scenes on your own anytime. It also has an optional built-in teleprompter, works in multiple languages, includes customizable slates based on what casting asks for, plus a web version and its own script library called Playhouse, where you can practice scenes and share your work on social media. Whether you're rehearsing, memorizing, or recording a self-tape, Raphy gives you control over your process without having to wait on anyone else. Raphy is available on the App Store and now on Google Play and on the web. Check it out at raphy.app. That's RAFY.app. We'll see you there. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Casting Confidential, the original unfiltered casting conversation. I'm Rosen, and casting director and host of Casting Confidential. We're so excited to be here live at the incredible Imagine Museum as part of Sunscreen Film Festival in beautiful downtown St. Petersburg. First, a huge thank you to Sunscreen, and and the Imagine Museum for hosting us in this gorgeous space. I mean, come on, what a gorgeous museum. And to our sponsor today, Raphy app, where you guys can do, your sides with a virtual reader. It's the most wonderful thing. So thanks for supporting independent creators and conversations like this. If you've never listened to Casting Confidential before, the show is where actors, casting directors, filmmakers, and creatives talk honestly about how this business actually works. No mythology, no guesswork, just real conversations from people inside the room. And today's guest is somebody I'm genuinely thrilled to talk to. You know her from School Spirits, Nancy Drew, Time Cut, and more. Please welcome Alison Thornton. All right, so I always love I love an origin story. I want to know, when did you find acting? I feel like you've been doing this a long time for your young years, so tell me a little more.
I mean, I've been working in this industry for going on 17 years now. I started when I was 10, and I just fell in love with the arts when I was a kid. My parents put me in dance and piano, and I just remember being obsessed with movies. And at one point going to my mom and being like, please let me get an agent. Let me start auditioning. My parents were like, absolutely not. No way. And I was just very insistent. And then eventually they relented. And I started acting in Vancouver, which is where I'm from, there's a lovely, healthy film industry there. And it just kind of snowballed, and I kept going and just kept falling more and more in love with it. And now here we are. Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Yes, you were starring in the movie last night. Remind me the name.
What Comes Next?
It's What Comes Next. Yeah. The delightful little film. Did it premiere here last night? No.
No. It's played at a few festivals.
Okay.
Yeah.
It hasn't been picked up yet.
No.
But it will.
I know.
It will, of course.
Oh, for sure.
And you'll see it somewhere soon. So once you got out there auditioning, how old were you?
I was 10 when I started
my
auditioning,
God.
and I booked my first job within like 3 months of getting an agent and didn't know what I was doing at all.
Oh, wow.
Kind of had to learn on set.
That's crazy.
It was a lot, but I had great coaches, and the director was lovely and patient with me, and we got there eventually. It was a Christmas Hallmark movie called Let It Snow.
I mean, how cute is that?
Yeah.
I bet you were adorable. That's so fun. So did you love it immediately? Like,
Yeah, I remember wrapping that job and just crying so hard in the car on the
that
way
you were
home.
done.
Yeah, because I was like, no, this is it. I don't want to do anything else. I like never considered wanting to do anything else after being on set and working. Yeah.
so you worked through your school years. Did you take school on set, or did it just work out that you were able to go to regular school most of the time?
I did a lot of school on set. I ended up doing like fully online school after grade 10. And it just made more sense with scheduling because I was like missing finals and stuff to be on set. And my parents were also very adamant about me getting good grades. That was their condition. I could act as long as I like stayed on honor roll. And there was a point in high school where it kind of became impossible to work and do well in school. So then doing self-paced online was really helpful for me.
So that's good.
Yeah.
So you feel like you're a positive story about the kids on set, and
I had a great time.
you really enjoyed the whole thing. There's
Yeah.
no like weirdness in your now looking back at the moment.
I mean, I think the only weirdness that's there is kind of a universal weirdness for actors, just the rejection. I remember, I mean, that's still something that I have to deal with all the time. And I think as a kid, I didn't really understand why there was so much rejection, and like, I'm working really hard. I feel like I did a good job. Why am I getting all of these no's? And not taking that personally, and not really being old enough to have the perspective of like, this isn't about me. It's not personal. I think that was something that might be a little harder to explain to a kid.
Let's talk about that rejection and some of your early audition stories. And
Yeah.
you know, I think we're casting directors talking a lot about casting. So,
Yeah.
so tell us about how you perceived this rejection, that you're calling it rejection. And I never phrase it like that, right?
How do you phrase it to actors?
It's just, you did the job.
Yeah.
Right? Every time you come into the audition, you have done the work. Whether or not you fit into the role that's going to, pay you the money is another. So you've done, but the work is the audition, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we didn't reject you. It's just
Yeah.
part of the job.
I remember my agent telling me when I was really little, she said, if you don't book a job, it's not personal. And if you do book a job, it's not personal. It's just timing, and it's just the
That's
right
it.
fit at the right time.
That's it.
And I'm sure you see like so many great actors, so many great takes on a scene. And it's just about specifically what that script, what those producers and directors need.
Well, for sure, casting is not about picking the greatest actor.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
so many things that are involved in casting, budgets, who you're working with, who that other actor is. Do you fit into the
Yeah.
entire picture?
Do you look like who's playing your family necessarily?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think
exactly.
especially as a child actor, that was such
That was a
huge
big
part.
thing.
Yeah.
Right,
Do I
right.
look like who's playing my parents?
Right, and then we'll look at you again and say,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you get the question, will you dye your hair darker? Will you go blonde?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we liked your audition so much that we want to put you in that family. We can see something in your face,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe the hair is going to give us more,
Yeah.
right? More of a hint to she belongs here.
Yeah. And
Right?
I remember my dad telling me when I was a kid exactly what you just said. Like the job of the actor is auditioning and
Right.
self-tapes. That's, I think, the brunt of the work.
It is.
Being on set is like the fun part. That's the payoff.
Right.
It's like the cherry on top. But like the amount of hours that you're just by yourself doing a tape or like reading scripts with friends, like that is what the job really is.
So that's an interesting thing that I was just talking about with some casting director friends of mine, that this new young age of actors, maybe, have you ever been in the room for an audition? I guess so, because you started so young.
Yeah.
But I think there's going to be a point where where we have actors that have never been in the room and have only done self-tapes, and consequently aren't longing to get back in the room.
Right.
Which is unattainable.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that, I mean, I do personally miss being in the room sometimes.
Of course.
I miss that immediate feedback. And there's something about being a little bit nervous, and that energy, I think, sometimes is where the magic is. And taping, I mean, pros and cons to both. You get to watch yourself and go again.
Right.
Sometimes I can feel a little directionless. But it's also nice to be able to audition on your own time and choose your reader and
Right.
Yeah, pros and cons. But I've also heard from some directors and people in the industry that they're having a problem now with actors who kind of only know how to act in this frame. And they're like seeing tapes from people, and this generation of actors that like maybe doesn't know how to use their body the way that we used to, be in the room and get a chair and maybe have a prop or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's for callbacks.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
And sometimes callbacks are in the room still.
Yeah.
Or we're on some device where we can see your whole body. I mean, I always ask to see a full body. I don't care what I'm casting.
Oh, really? Like a scene, full body?
Yeah, I just want to see, even if it's a picture, but taken today, I just want to know what, if you say you're 6 foot tall, I just want to say, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe. Right? So it's just, reference, right? Because we're going, if I'm just, getting you off a tape and you say you're 6 foot tall and you're really 5'6",
Yeah.
then that's going to make a difference with who you're playing with, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you find that actors lie about that stuff a lot?
I
When you
can't
cast them?
comment on that.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, I can't.
Apparently they do.
Apparently they do. Yes, it's possible that they do. But so when you get your material, the first time you get an audition, what's your way into the character immediately?
I mean, I just read the scene. I usually read the scene before I read the breakdown, and kind of try to figure out what my initial instinct would be for that character, and see, I guess, what moments are affecting me. And I'll kind of, read it to myself and then go back, read the breakdown, always read the script if I have a chance. Read the script like multiple times. And then I kind of like, I'll just walk around my apartment saying the lines to myself. I'll say the lines like walking my dog, doing dishes in different environments. I'm like, oh, maybe she's happy here, or like maybe she's angry at that moment, and kind of leave it open so that when I'm actually doing the scene, I can react to what the other person is giving me. Like I'll think of every possible way to do the scene, and then kind of just in the moment try to forget all of that, and still keep it grounded in like the circumstance of the script, if that makes sense. But I really, really try to just pull off of my initial instinct. I find is usually the right path.
Yeah, I would agree. That makes some sense. Do you, when you're done, do you like send the tape to a friend to look at, or are you doing it all yourself?
I'll sometimes send a tape to a friend. I try to watch it. I watch it once myself to just make sure that there's no like technical things happening, or the lighting works, the sound works. But I try not to watch it too much, because I know that I can like get in my head and be like, oh, I can go again. I can make this beat more specific. But then I know that there's, with taping, a certain point where I just need to like let it go. And usually I find for my own work, take like 1 to 4 is the best. And then I can start to see like take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Diminishing returns.
Yeah. And it's like it just doesn't look alive anymore. And there's something really nice about that sloppiness in the first few takes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love when an actor usually a friend of mine will like put in the comment or in the description of the take 56.
Really? Oh no.
I think it's a joke.
Yeah.
I only hope. So what do you think actors focus on that doesn't matter?
Oh, wow. That's a really good question. I mean, it's such an interesting time now because I know that social media plays a big role. I find that for me and for the people that I've seen, like the best thing to just focus on is falling in love with acting and just truly enjoying doing scenes and like reading scripts. And that I think is where you get the most reward. I think you can't be focused on booking jobs. I think you can't do an audition or like a good scene. I don't find that I do good work when I'm trying to book a job. I think I do good work when I'm enjoying acting and when I'm like really into whatever's going on and like just playing and being relaxed and being open. As soon as I start to be like, as soon as it starts to feel too important or like, this is a really big opportunity, I really want to do like the best tape of my life, that's when I'm sitting there taping for like an hour. The scene is like looking the same every time and I'm just like beating my head against a wall.
So what do you do with your nerves?
I mean, I try to make it's so counterintuitive, but I really try to make auditioning feel as not as important. I really try to make it feel like fun for myself. I really try to, when I get a scene, do it in a way that I find exciting and interesting. And really try and let go of what I think someone wants me to do or what I think the casting director or the producer or the writer is like, what I try to forget what I think that they're looking for, because you never really know.
No, you don't.
You truly never know. And it's like, as soon as you try to play what you think someone else is doing, then you're just not being authentic. And I think that people being their authentic selves in their work is the most interesting thing to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I weirdly find that the less focused I am on acting, the more present I feel in my life and the more experiences I'm having like with the people around me. It translates into the work.
That's it.
Yeah.
That is, I think, the biggest part of acting is going out in the world and observing humans, because you have yourself in each character, but you have all of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't necessarily know how to play her.
Yeah.
But you might watch her.
Yeah.
And you can get there.
I feel like you also shouldn't know how to play anyone, really. It's like, the fun part is discovering it as you're going and like being there on the day with the other actor and knowing what the script needs, knowing what you need to do to like support the arc of the story, but then being open to actually discovering it as you're going with the director and your scene partners. Like that's, to me, where the fun is and where the magic is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to do and it's really counterintuitive because like if you love it and you want to do well, I think it's so easy to like get tunnel vision and just be like, this audition is the most important thing in my life, but how do I make it not that in order to like actually look like a relaxed human in the scene?
It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you do breathing exercise?
I do so much breathing, meditation.
Yeah.
I'll like.
You were just in Japan, like doing some kind of meditation.
I was just like staying in a temple meditating for a while, which was so lovely and grounding. And once again, it was like, wow, the world is so big and there are so many amazing things that are not acting.
There you go.
Yeah, that I think in turn help
that
with
translates for you.
Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah.
And
not
like,
everybody can go to Japan, but you can sit and meditate.
True.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. Like I was taping while I was away, and I think I was turning out some of like the best tapes that I've done recently, just because I'm walking around Japan, like learning my lines really quickly, waking up at like 3 a.m. to tape with someone in Vancouver who's on Zoom with me, and just not having really the time or the energy to overthink the work. And then I was watching the tapes being like, wow, I, in the moment was like, this is going to be a disaster because I'm taping like in a temple and I'm having to like be quiet. And I'm just on my little iPhone and don't have the proper backdrop or anything. But I actually look really present.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't care as much as people think about the circumstances around you, all the different things. I mean, it's
Right.
better if it's more plain. But, I've cast out of airport bathrooms.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I love that story of, I think it's Hugh Laurie who booked House from a porta potty. Like he literally did a tape in a porta potty.
Right. Well, it's quiet.
Yeah, it works. It's a blue backdrop, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good things there.
Yeah.
It has its own genre.
Yeah.
I can't say I've seen any from the porta potty, but good on him.
I'm sure it stood out.
I mean, my God.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. But tip for you, one of my buddies says, get a reader at every time zone.
That's really smart. Yeah. Instead of me waking up at 2 a.m.
Right. Yeah. Or you could use my sponsor, the Raffi app, and have a reader with you at all times.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an amazing app. But they're nice people. Anyway, but yeah, so in the temple,
Yeah.
we'll find out later if you got it.
We'll see.
Whatever. Do you think actors sometimes assume casting is judging perfection?
Yeah. I think for sure.
Even with
I think
all
I
that
do
you
that.
just told me
Yeah.
about your authenticity and trying to find your authentic,
Right.
but you think I'm looking for perfection. That's fascinating.
Well, I think that the reason I have that perspective about authenticity is because I've like beat my head against the wall
worked
so
on
many
it.
times trying to do the perfect self-tape and trying to
Right.
be like, this is my one shot to be in this project, and just getting to a point where I was like, that's not working. Like, and I'm also not enjoying it anymore. Like that just takes all the fun away from acting. And if you don't love it, there's just no reason to do it. And I think I have to have that conversation with myself all the time of like, remember, you don't have to be perfect in this scene. And there's nothing interesting about a perfect take.
Right.
And like no one gets a job because they like said the lines perfectly and like held the beats perfectly. There's nothing human about that.
Right.
I think like some of the things that I've booked midway through the tape, I like say the wrong line or stutter or something, and I'm like, you know what? That's a human thing. That's what people do. And I felt more present in that take than the one that went smoothly. And that's also something in my favorite performances, like from the actors that I look up to that I admire so much, is when it's sloppy and unhinged. And yeah, I think it's really hard for actors, myself included, to not think that you're being judged for, the tiny little moments, the technical difficulties, maybe
Crazy, right?
yeah, saying the
It's
line wrong.
so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't care that much.
But then, yeah, of course, and you hear all the time that the cast director is on your side.
But it's true.
Yeah.
We are. But, you're the answer to our problem. We say this time and time again, but somehow, you guys get so scared.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. What I say is done is better than perfect.
Done is better than perfect.
Done is better than perfect.
Yeah.
That's my personal mantra,
Yeah.
because I got a lot to do, and done is better than perfect.
Yeah.
And I used to be like that too, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You're going to flub a line.
That's true.
Sometimes those lines stay in the podcast.
Yeah.
Who cares?
And there's a lot of stuff on set as well. There are a lot of times on set where you maybe have one take or you have two takes,
Right.
or the sun is coming up and you have to get this shot right now. And you just, whatever happens in that take is going to be in the movie, and just like making peace with that. And I had an actor friend tell me recently, and it stuck with me so much. As soon as you leave set, it's none of your business anymore.
That's it.
Yeah, it's truly like, she also
That's
said
a good
like,
thing to say.
you're the actor like gives the painter the colors and the editor like paints the picture, but there's only so much we can actually do.
Yeah.
And just kind of releasing control, I think is really important for acting.
I love that. Okay, so now that we've talked all about that, give me some good, bad, ugly audition stories that you
my
feel
gosh.
like sharing.
Okay, one of my worst audition stories. This was back when pilot season was a thing in Los Angeles, and we would like go down for pilot season. And it was my first one, and I was
Gotta be the worst thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad it's over.
I kind
think
of
it was
am
really
too.
hard.
okay. Yeah, pilot season. My first time there, I was I think 17. I got to LA and was having an asthma attack in the waiting room. I think I was like on the Warner Brothers lot, and I, before the audition, like took a few puffs of my inhaler, went in the room, and was like physically shaking in the audition, like trembling so much that the casting director came up to me and she was like, "Sweetie, are you okay?" I was like, "No, I'm great." So good. Thought that I was gonna pass out.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That's rough.
That was rough. That was pretty rough. But even when stuff like that happens, like you just have to chin up and keep going.
I mean, it's so much on you guys at that moment.
Yeah, it's
But-
a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure to, apply for any job.
Yeah.
In some ways, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of normalize it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, normalizing failure is one of the healthiest things to do.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. So, tell me a little bit. Give me your best audition story.
Ooh. I mean, I have a lot of really good ones. Just, I love it when a director will take the time to really talk about the scene and the character
In the audition.
in the audition, or
Yeah,
like
that's
in
like-
the callback.
Yeah, for sure in the callback now.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah, I think that the best auditions that I've had are the ones where we'll talk for like 20 minutes about maybe the script, maybe about nothing to do with the project, maybe just about life. And then you do the scene and it just feels really natural and authentic already. Or when they give you room to ask questions, I think that, some of my best audition stories, even for What Comes Next, the film that played last night, I went into the callback and Alex, the director, just said, "Do you have any questions?" And we talked about the script for like 10 minutes before I even did the scene. And we just got into like the character dynamics and what they were trying to achieve, and my comfortability with the material. And we just had all of those conversations off the bat, established that like trust between us and like a rapport, so that by the time I was acting, I felt very clear about who the character was. And I also, one thing that I really like as well in a callback or in an audition is I think there's also merit to going in and just like, before you get any notes, doing your version of it and just showing them what you prepared. And then taking the adjustments after, but just like blank slate, this is your instinct with the character.
And we love that. I love it because you're going to bring me something that I didn't expect, right?
Yeah.
If you're just doing what I'm telling you, it's not as interesting to me. It's like, oh, there's a different take on that character. I see that. So, yeah. And that's what I can sell to the director all day long.
Right. Like the actor that brings themselves.
So the audition process, there was that director casted herself, I think, no?
Alex,
I mean, that
we
was
had a casting director.
You had a casting director.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did a tape and then the callback and then got the job.
Right. And Mina Suvari is in this movie.
Yeah.
And it was lovely to see her again.
Yeah.
What a delight.
She's awesome.
Working on a project with a buddy of mine. And so she must be back out, which is good, And maybe she was never in. Who knows? But anyway, so I mean, this was some tough stuff you had to deal with in this movie.
Yeah.
And I don't want to give too much away. But did that harken to you, some of Mina's earlier work?
Ooh, not really, actually. I mean, Mina was so generous.
No, of course. She's
and
lovely.
just so lovely. And like we would talk about some of the more intimate scenes and some of the more sensitive scenes.
Did you see American Beauty?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And you don't think there was any cross
I mean,
parallel?
There, for sure. We didn't really talk about that, though.
Understood. Understood.
For sure. I mean, there's the theme of like the younger woman having a relationship with an older man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, her and I were kind of, I mean, we were talking about the mother-daughter relationship.
Yeah.
And
that's what the two of you had
yeah.
in that movie. So
Yeah.
makes sense.
But I guess, yeah, going back to what you said, like there is a very clear parallel, but I mean, they're such different movies too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But I was like, wow.
Yeah. Similar theme.
Yeah. And what a great movie. But,
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah, nothing wrong to be paralleled with that. You know, it was groundbreaking at the time. And so how do you protect yourself emotionally while still staying open
With the audition process?
as a performer?
As a performer? That's a really good question. I think just remembering that, I mean, we're just playing pretend. It's kind of the best job in the world to just go and play pretend for a living, and then leaving it there, especially when it's heavier material. I think being sensitive to the fact that it's someone else's writing and you're playing someone that other people could see themselves in, and always like feeling the weight of that responsibility, and also protecting my own mental health. Like I don't want to take anything home with me. I use music a lot. It's sounds so like silly, but I think my dog really helps me. I think like going home and hanging out with my dog and just like shaking everything off is really grounding. As I was saying before, like making sure that my life is full and I'm not just completely consumed by trying to book jobs. And because I mean that I've just seen so many actors like get caught up in such an unhealthy way. Yeah, I think just making sure that I know at the end of the day that as important as it is to be an artist, it's just not worth hurting yourself or like hurting your mental state for.
All right. Do you have a little social media pressure that I think a lot of us do in this industry?
A little bit, yeah. I'm not great at it. It doesn't come naturally to me.
Do you think it's needed?
I think it depends what kind of career you want to have. I don't think it's needed. I think for certain projects it might be needed, but I gravitate towards I think the filmmakers that don't care about it. And the actors that I look up to, a lot of them don't even have social media. And I think that I really want to keep my personal life private. And like I'll share fun memories or moments with friends and stuff, but I think that also goes into how do you protect yourself and your mental state is making sure that who I am publicly is one thing, but then when I go home, it's completely different. It can be different and it can be private. And I think that everyone should be entitled to that privacy as well.
Yeah, I love that. And I like to ask what's next for you.
What comes next?
What comes next? I don't like that. I do enjoy seeing where, you know, particularly for somebody in your age group, where do you see yourself 5-10 years down the road?
Directing. I would love to direct.
See? That's good. I love that you're putting it out there because then you can follow through. It's public.
Yeah, now I have to.
A bunch of people listen to this.
Yeah. No, I would love to direct. I'd love to produce. I'd love to get more behind the camera. I'm so in love with acting. I don't think I'll ever not be acting. But yeah.
I love that. Give us some advice for younger actors. I think you have a very good perspective on this.
I mean, there's so much. Make sure that you are around a lot of people that aren't in the industry, I think. I am also, I think training is so important. I think some of the most fulfilling work I've done has been in class. Read plays. I think plays and theater are, it's just like peak acting. It's the best training, having to do at least one act of a play or a full play. There's nothing like it. It's like running a marathon, and then you get to set, or you do an audition that's like a page and a half and it feels like nothing. If you can make Shakespeare sound normal, you can make anything sound normal.
That's good.
And it's also just fun. Just remember that it's fun and that it's, you're playing pretend. It's the best thing in the world.
I love it. Any final thoughts for those wanting to be an actor or anything?
I think what we were saying before, travel, live a big life, try to keep an open mind as a human, and read, open yourself up to new ideas. I think that helps you open yourself up to different characters and seeing their perspectives. I think the more curious you are as a person, the more you'll be able to step into someone else's shoes.
That's perfect. Now, before we go into our live feedback session, but before that, we're going to take some audience questions. So Tiffany's got a mic. Do we have anybody who has a question?
I have a question. It's a random one, though. Okay. What if you get to a callback and the other actor that you're with, maybe you don't have that great chemistry with them? Because I feel like this does happen sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's like a weird thing. And you're like, oh, this isn't what I was expecting.
Yeah.
What do you do? Do you center yourself, or do you,
I have a coach that I'll shout out, John Cassini, once told me that all chemistry is listening.
Yeah.
And breathing. And he always just goes back to breathing. And I've had that happen so many times. Sometimes it happens like on set. And I think, if you can for me, breathing is such a good anchor, or just having that moment of when you're talking to someone, be like, what color are their eyes? Like, am I actually listening? Am I actually taking in the person in front of me? They might be giving you nothing, but someone giving you nothing. Someone giving you nothing is something that you can react to. You can be offended by that, or you can be like frustrated by that. And kind of trying to spin it to your advantage, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Can I just comment a little bit?
Yeah.
Here. Chemistry is so much about, can you go to anybody and start flirting with them? It's not about that person. It's about yourself. How can we be ourselves, set ourselves instead of mind with someone else? It doesn't matter who it is. So we can be in an audition with someone that there's no chemistry with, but we can hold the chemistry for both.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you both for your time today.
You're welcome.
I was curious from both of you, your thoughts on the technical side of self-tapes. We have to wear all the hats as actors, but we're also editing our own self-tapes and directing ourselves, doing the lighting. So I'm curious, Alison, how do you, edit your self-tapes? And then from the casting perspective, do you have a preference when it comes to seeing like a slate at the beginning, a headshot at the beginning? What are your thoughts on that technical side?
I mean, I always put my slate at the end. I kind of want to force them to watch the scene. I really try not to do too many takes. If I go again, I want to be very intentional about why I'm going again. Is there a specific moment that didn't work? Or is there a specific beat that I can get really specific about that I didn't on that time? I don't just want to go again because I can do it better. I edit my own stuff. I'll watch it to make sure that there are no technical difficulties or like there's no sound problems or anything. But I'll send it off to my team and then I just don't watch it again. I really try not to, replay it in my head or watch it at 3 a.m. and be like, oh, I could have done this or I could have done that.
Right?
Yeah.
No, that's hard. And from the casting side, if we can hear you and see you, those are really important things. Don't ever send something off without looking at it. And your slate, follow the directions, and do everything in separate clips. So if she puts it on the back and I want it in the front, I'll put it there.
Yeah.
But if that's what my client wants, and if in the directions I say put your slate in the front, she will put it in the
Yes,
front.
absolutely.
She's going to follow directions.
Yeah. But if there's no directions, I'm like, I will force you to watch my scene.
Yeah. But we're watching it.
Yeah.
You know, this misnomer that casting doesn't do our job. I don't know where it came from, but I think it's just actors wanting to be in the room and so forth. But we watch all the tapes. It's what we do. You're the answer to our problem. So, more questions. One in the back here.
Hey, how you doing? So I have a question. It's hi, I'm Chuck. Nice to meet you guys. Thank you
Hi.
for doing this. So as a casting agent, I have been acting and doing stunts for a long time, and I got a lot of bookings and everything. But 2 times I did the thing where, like, so for example, they say stand on a blank wall and just do that, right? I'm sorry, most of the times I go stand on a blank wall and I do that. 2 times I did the opposite. I created the scene, I shot the scene and all that. And both times I got cast. So what is your opinion on that? Like, will you be a casting agent and say, oh my God, this guy's an idiot, don't do it? Or would you be like, oh my God, he went the extra mile and I'm going to try it?
So first off, we're casting directors. Casting agents conflates 2 things, a talent agent and a casting director, and it indicates that I'm getting paid by the talent. I'm not. I'm getting paid by production. So we don't like that, just as an example. So call us casting directors if that's who we are. Sometimes around the world, there are people called casting agents, and that's a different story. But in America, for the most part, we're casting directors, and we're proud of it. And if your acting fits what we're looking for, the scene does not matter. It's not going to take me any further into putting you into the mix of pushing you further to the director, in my opinion. I mean, have you found that things you've spent more time on, the background and whatnot?
No.
No, it never does. It's all about the acting and whether or not you fit in what we're doing. Just because you booked those 2 that you spent more time on the background and so forth, doesn't mean that that's why you got them. It probably isn't. It's probably your acting was better in those 2, or you fit in the scene better, or both. Thank you.
Hello, hi. I saw your movie last night and it was really great. I really enjoyed it. My question for you guys is, being an actor, like I live in Florida and I'm about to graduate, and like moving is a big decision because acting is what I want to do with my life. But like I hear like Atlanta's getting bigger now, so it's like, do I consider moving up to Atlanta? How important is that to live by casting, or maybe even thinking about going to LA at some point in my life? My mom is very supportive of me and like I really feel like I have the freedom to go where I want. My sister lives in Colorado, so like I'm really not afraid of traveling.
So get yourself a talent agent in a variety of markets that you can get yourself to easily, but work at home. Get your skills up here. Moving to Atlanta, and then as soon as you get there, it's not hot there anymore. It's there. Nobody's doing anything. You know, as soon as you go, to Kentucky, it's hot, and then it's not. So, stay home, hone your craft, keep working, and you'll know when the right time is. And I can guarantee you, it's not now. But good luck to you, and thanks for the question. Thank you. Anybody else? Oh, you got one, sure.
Sorry, came a little late. How you doing? My name is Carlos. My main question here is, how do I know what should be the right person to cast as a director? Like, how I can identify what I'm looking for on a person?
Well, we do it by feeling, I think. And I would suggest you hire a casting director to help you through the process. And that is, that's your first line of defense. So if you have a casting director, you're going to be limited down to a few. And I promise you, when you're looking at those few that are put before you, you know which one is the right one. You just do.
How's it going? I'm Mike. I've been wondering this for a while. So as you approach a scene, say it's the first take on that scene, tell me if I'm wrong, but what a casting director is looking for, does it have a lot to do with just being raw? Like say the first approach on the first take of a scene, you're angry, right? And you look around the room and you say, okay, I have this chair, I've got this microphone, and I'm gonna get up out of where I'm sitting, and I'm gonna do something while delivering my lines. Do you think it's important to be just true to what you think is raw for yourself, and then saying, hey, maybe the director likes it and they say, that's great, even if they're not expecting you to do something super out of pocket, like take this chair and throw it across the room, for instance?
Well, in my experience, throwing the chair across the room is the bold choice that I wouldn't choose. So when, this is a term that is often used, make a bold choice. Well, I think that bold choice is a lot smaller than most people think, right? It's a different character. It's a little bit, it's adding you to what is there. It's not changing everything about it, and this, and throwing the chair in an audition is not useful.
That was just.
I know, but I'm just.
Big example.
Yes. Don't make it that big is my bigger point, if that makes sense.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
I totally hear you with wanting to just bring something raw and new, but I really find that that's where script analysis comes in handy so much. You can make a bold choice, it just has to be supported by the writing. And as you were saying, I think one of the boldest choices someone can make is bringing themselves into it. And because it feels really vulnerable to bring yourself into something sometimes, and maybe it can be embarrassing or awkward or clunky, but that is more bold than just doing something big and loud just for the sake of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Anybody else? All right.
Don't.
After this, we'll have one more question.
Hi, my name is Morgan Monroe. I'm an actor. I'm just curious, when you and your team are looking at self-tapes, what is something that an actor does that would immediately turn you off of their tape and say they're definitely not the one?
If they completely didn't follow the directions, if they just threw the directions out the door and said, well, I'm going to do it this way, then they're not doing the job that I need done. So, it just seems less likely to make sense to me to move on. Here, you need a mic if you're asking a question. This is
So your answer to that about following the directions, totally get that. But how about a second take? Isn't that, if you can do a second take, isn't that where you can just do whatever you want? How do you feel about that?
within the directions.
Okay.
Change your character, add you to what is on the page. What are you writing, a new script? What's going on here?
No, I don't mean different lines. I don't know, just something out of the box.
Yeah. You can be out of the box.
Okay.
But within the box of what we're telling you, right? You can make it different. You can make it your own. And that's really what we're saying. And I think people just really miss that.
Yeah.
And I get these wackadoodle things coming at me. And I'm like, what happened here? So
Oh, thank you.
yeah, know what you're doing. Read the paper, right? Yeah, if that makes sense. All right, there was, I think, you need a microphone.
Hi. I loved what you did in Mental State. It was amazing.
Thank you.
The confrontation scene. So I have a question about, the acting career has changed so much for you. You started as a child and you're now a great performer. So how did it, transfer as you aged, as you saw it?
Oh, yeah.
And do you have a preferred method, like a technique you use, or you pick and choose different methods for each and every role? So something that I would like to know, because, you have differences in your performances, in each film, and the roles you play. So I was just curious.
That's a really good question. Thank you. I think
He's
that
a real fan.
Yeah, thanks. I think that my process changes every job. I think every job asks for something different. I really try to train as much as possible and just know so many different methods that I can pull from. Like if it's a really sad scene, who knows on the day if I'm just going to be sensitive and able to get there, if I'm going to need music, if I'm going to need imagination or substitution. Like I just want to be informed and have all of those in my back pocket so that in the moment my process, I always say, is whatever works. I always read the script a million times. I find that sometimes my process is like subconscious. I'll notice myself like listening to different styles of music that maybe the character would listen to. I have different playlists. And I think one of the biggest things transitioning from a child actor into like an adult actor is when you're a kid, you're really just taking direction. You're really just showing up and the director's telling you exactly what they need. And you just need to be open to that. And I remember the first time I was on set and a director asked me what I thought the scene was and being like, wait, no, I don't know. Like you tell me what it is. And I think that I had to unlearn a lot, but that also opened such a fun door. And to actually, like that's when it started getting really artistic and creative and actually more introspective. Yeah.
Great question. Hey, you Casting Confidential listeners. If Casting Confidential has helped you better understand the casting process, there's now a way to go deeper. On Patreon, we're sharing bonus episodes, extended conversations, and live Q&As built specifically for actors who want real clarity, not industry noise. You can join the Casting Confidential community at patreon.com/Casting Confidential. We'd love to see you there.
All right, now we're done with questions. Sorry. We're getting into my favorite part of Casting Confidential podcast. We have a feedback session and we've got
Meryl Rifkin.
Meryl Rifkin. Can we have the microphone back for Meryl so she can do the scene? Thank you so much. No, you can leave it there. You can just take my spot.
Okay.
And they're going to do a scene
Hi there.
with Allison. Meryl's going to do a scene with Allison, and it's a short scripted scene, and then we'll give a little feedback, and we'll do it again, and then we'll end the show.
So I'm Maya.
I thought you would be.
You disappeared for 3 days.
My phone died.
For 3 days?
It was a very committed phone.
You said you were coming to dinner with my parents.
I panicked.
You panicked so hard you vanished like a magician.
Honestly, best trick I've ever done.
You know what the worst part is?
Then I missed your dad explaining cryptocurrency to me for 2 hours?
Nope. It's that I covered for you.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Do you have? I know you were in the scene. Do you have some feedback for Meryl? No,
Not really.
I was a short scene. You were into it.
Yeah.
Right? Well, my feedback is.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was a short scene, but let's do it. I mean, I thought you did a great, actually. I thought you both were great. It's a simple little scene. Let's do it a little more. I could have easily said a little less too, honestly. But, Yeah, that's all we do all day long. A little more, a little less. Give me like just more caricature. Make it funnier.
Oh, okay.
Try that.
Okay.
You disappeared for 3 days.
My phone died.
For 3 days.
It was a very contaminated phone.
You said you were coming to dinner with my parents.
I panicked.
You panicked so hard you vanished like a magician.
Honestly, best trick I've ever done.
You know what the worst part is?
That I missed your dad explaining cryptocurrency for 2 hours?
No, it's that I covered for you.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh.
sorry.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much. Thanks again to Sunscreen Film Festival, the Raffi app, the Imagine Museum. You guys are all great. And huge thank you to Alison Thornton.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
This is a great conversation. And you can follow Casting Confidential wherever you get your podcasts, at Casting Confidential on Instagram. What's your Instagram handle? I know she doesn't go there much, but go ahead.
It's Allie.G.Thornton.
And I'll tag her in the show notes. And I'm Rosen. Thanks for coming out. We'll see you next time. Well, that's it for this episode of Casting Confidential. If you want to go deeper, you can now join us on Patreon, where we're sharing bonus episodes, extended conversations, and live Q&As designed specifically for actors navigating the casting process. You'll find all the details at patreon.com/Casting Confidential. If you enjoy the show, please don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. Honestly, it helps so much. And for episodes, resources, and updates, visit castingconfidential.com. I'm Rosen. Thanks for listening. See you next week.
One of the greatest podcasts in television and film with Rosen CSA and all the friends. Bringing you Casting Confidential. Casting, that's essential. Casting, so eventful. Kinda tune in to close friends, chillin' with Rose. We call it Casting Confidential. Get a notepad ready, grab a pen and pencil. For magic to jot down, tell a friend too. A wonderful podcast in TV and film, we call it Casting Confidential. Let's go.